ever had a client lose their cool because their computer crashed? As an IT support technician, your job isn't just fixing tech, it's also about managing emotions, communicating effectively, and maintaining professionalism. In this video, we'll show you how to handle clients with honesty, sensitivity, and respect while keeping your cool under pressure. Ready to become the IT hero your clients trust? Let's dive in. In this course, we're going to talk about professionalism. That is to say, we will see how to present ourselves by adopting a good appearance. That is to say, you don't help out a PC in flip-flop shorts. And we will also see how to talk to clients. Let's face it, in general, computer scientists are seen as geeks. Anyone who likes new technologies a little has a little geek blood running through their veins. I myself am one. However, the image of the geek is a little degraded by the media. Often, what stands out the most about the geek is his social weaknesses. That is poor dress, shyness, and a lack of communication. A good example of a geek lineup is represented by the American super series, Big Bang Theory. In this course, we will see how to take advantage of the intellectual side of the geek, while being in the real world role of the support technician. A computer technician must be professional and follow a code of ethics that is appropriate to him. That is to say, you have to constantly put yourself in the shoes of others, a bit like talking to our grandmother, to show her how to use her mobile phone. Things that seem obvious to us are not necessarily so to others. Support technician appearance. We live in a society. We are more and more relaxed in the world of work. The problem is that clients often equate casual clothing with a casual attitude. Let's take the example of a person who dresses casually, borderline, as if he were going to the gym. Now, imagine that you are at work and suddenly your PC crashes and does not want to start anymore. The problem is that you had a folder with personal photos, which you don't want to lose because you forgot to make a backup. So you call the support and they bring in a guy who arrives as if he were going to the gym. Even if the image is strong, I imagine that a person dressed this way does not inspire confidence. Now look at this style of clothing instead. This time, the person inspires more confidence. In this case, you still hope to be able to get your family photos back. Even if don't judge a book by its cover, it must be recognized that this quote is not necessarily valid in the business world. And I realized it myself when I was working in the IT department of a large company. The characteristics of a technician. We will now dive into the characteristics of a technician, which are honesty, integrity, reliability, accountability, and sensitivity. Honesty, integrity. We start with honesty and integrity, which are not the same thing. Honesty is about telling the truth, and integrity is about doing what is right. For example, there is no point in lying to the client about a technical problem. If you can't explain the problem to them in plain language, there's no point in using technical jargon to drown it out. You shouldn't just be afraid to say you don't know. Many technicians believe that not knowing exactly what the problem is reflects a lack of competence. Well, no. A competent technician can say, "I don't know, but I'll look for ways to fix the problem and then explain to you what caused it." As you can see, a computer technician must demonstrate integrity in his or her work, just like any other service professional. You must therefore consider everything you are told and everything you see as a personal confidence, not to be repeated to clients, colleagues, and bosses. So, there is, however, an exception to this rule. Sometimes you have to know how to separate external clients from internal users. A client is someone who doesn't work for our company, but rather who pays for our services. And an internal user is someone who works for the same company as yours. Let's take an example. You're on a client site and you see an IT post with a password next to the computer of the person you want to troubleshoot. Well, in this case, I would say that it is not your role to point out to him. On the other hand, if it is an internal user and you see the same thing, then in this case, you must make him aware of the dangers of leaving his own password in plain sight. The computer technician has a lot of power when he is sitting in front of someone's computer. This means that you can very easily read private emails, see the most recently visited websites, and much more. For example, with a simple click on the Start button, well, you can find out the last 5 programs, which were executed by the user you are troubleshooting. If in the lot there is the lonely, well, it is because the user is not very productive. You can also open these last documents. So above all, don't do that. Because if you are caught violating a client's privacy, not only will you lose your credibility and reputation, but you could also lose your job. This means that confidential and private client documents must be handled appropriately. This includes files on the computer as well as items on the physical desktop. Going back to the password, when you troubleshoot a client's PC, you will probably have to restart the computer several times. The golden rule is to avoid knowing other people's passwords at all costs. It is therefore preferable to let the client enter his own password each time the PC is restarted. And if the troubleshooting requires much more reboot than expected, well, in this case, you can ask the client to change it temporarily. The last thing to see about this part of honesty and integrity is respect for the work environment. Even though everything that makes up an office belongs to the company, you must have noticed that users always talk about their phones, their monitors, their PCs. And when it's for their colleagues, we often say, Jacqueline's PC or Micheline's phone. As a technician, you must therefore respect this feeling of ownership. Do not touch the keyboard, monitor, telephone, pen without having asked permission. You must respect this rule at all times, even when the client is not looking at you. Reliability, responsibility. Now, let's move on to reliability and responsibility. These are 2 other characteristics to have. A reliable person performs agreed actions, and a responsible person must answer for his actions. Reliable technicians show up for appointments and arrive on time. This avoids inconvenience for the client, but also a potential loss of money, time, and therefore productivity. So don't let external events such as traffic prevent you from arriving late. There is a saying that says, 5 minutes early is on time, and being on time is being late. If there's nothing you can do about it, then contact the client quickly to give them an estimate of your arrival time. Let's move on to liability, which is a pretty tricky subject for computer scientists. Before working on a computer, always ask the client if they have made backups of this data, just in case. And if the client chooses not to make a backup, well, make sure they understand very clearly the risk of losing their own data. In fact, some companies even require a form signed by the client to avoid any reversal of the situation in the event of a problem. Sensitivity. Let's move on to sensitivity, which is the ability to send or feel certain emotions. This ability requires us to observe others more closely, to take the time to understand them, and to act in a way that puts them at ease. You have to understand that the client pays for your time and skills, so your presence means that something is wrong. And the thing that annoys users and property the most are computer crashes. So you have to devote all your attention to their problem and avoid any distractions. For example, Don't answer a call in front of your client unless it's urgent. In this case, please take the time to apologize. You also need to be culturally sensitive. We live in a diverse world of backgrounds, religions, ethnicities, and traditions. If a client's religious holiday conflicts with your work schedule, well, I'd say the client wins. Communication. Now, let's talk about communication. When you're dealing with users who are frustrated and upset because their computers or networks are down, that is, they can't work, well, your mission is to take on the role of detective coupled with a little bit of psychology. The IT support technician is in direct contact with the client. Talking to confused or lost people to get answers to your questions is a skill to have. It is therefore important to communicate clearly and effectively. We will see different ways of communicating with the client, more or less good. Assertive. Let's start with assertive communication. Most of the time, a computer problem is caused by an error or negligence on the part of the user. As a technician, you need to show users the mistakes they make without causing anger or conflict. This is called assertive communication. It is a communication that is neither aggressive nor authoritarian. You have to know how to explain the problem clearly, but without directly accusing the user. And you also have to advise the user so that his problem does not come back, without showing him that the problem comes from him. I know, it may sound weird, but for example, it's better to say, keyboards tend to get dirty quickly, rather than stop eating chips above your keyboard. With respect. Let's move on to respectful communication. You need to engage with your users in the same way you would want them to communicate with you. You have to keep in mind that an angry client is not really angry with you. It's just that he's frustrated that it doesn't work. So, don't take his anger personally. You also have to avoid getting him even more angry. For example, avoid all distractions that distract your attention from his computer problem. So, avoid checking your Facebook to reply to a comment while your client is waiting for their computer to be repaired. And above all, never share your client experiences on social networks. To find out what is good and what is not, you can apply a technique that is available in all the religions of the planet. This is the ethics of reciprocity. To practice, you can apply this technique in common situations. For example, you do your shopping in a supermarket and you go to the checkout. Put yourself in the shoes of the person at the checkout and imagine how you would like a client to communicate with you. And so, all you have to do is act accordingly. Personally, I apply this technique a lot with my grandmother when she calls me for problems with her smartphone. Things that are obvious to us are not necessarily obvious to others. Get answers. Before we end the course, we'll see how to collect responses from those users who have a problem. Your job as a technician is to fix the computer, and the best way to start this process is to figure out how the failure occurred. So you need to start by talking to the client. To do this, you need to ask him the right questions and above all, listen to those answers. Above all, avoid accusatory questions such as, "What did you do?" because they will not help you at all. For example, you can ask them, "When was the last time it worked?" Or, "Has it ever worked this way?" Or, "Software has been recently modified?" By keeping your questions friendly, you show the user that you're there to help them. People also want to understand what you do in a simplified way. To avoid overwhelming them with technical terms, you can use analogies to give them a simple idea of what's going on. If you have the time, you can even make drawings or show visual aids to make the technical concepts much clearer. And if the client wants even more details, well, you can send him to me for a complete training on the job of IT support technician.